So, class is in session. Today, why is my dog barking? Why the f does she have to start barking now? Ugh. Hello, Do I go outside and kill her now or later? Hello class, and welcome back to kindredgenealogyaustralia, the premier school for all things genealogy and genealogy related. Only the best and brightest pupils attend this university, and the most attractive, which is why you're here. Today, class, we will be talking about ancestry through lines. Ancestry through lines is a feature that's available on ancestry.com. So you will have had to take your DNA test first. So if you've done your ancestry DNA test, if you haven't, I don't know what rock you're living under, but go and do it. Like, look, I don't care. I don't work for Ancestry. Do it, don't do it, whatever. But if you want to continue with this video and use through lines, you will have to have taken an ancestry DNA test. Second thing you will have had to do, class, is link that DNA test to your family tree in Ancestry. No good if you've just got a DNA test and no tree. No good if you've got a tree and no DNA test. You need your DNA test and your tree, and you've got to link them. Yup, with that class, you're all good. I know you are, because you're the best and brightest. You know what I'm talking about. So once you have your DNA test done and it linked to your tree, you will have access to through lines. So let's cut across to my screen so that I can show you through lines. Okay class, so here we are on my Ancestry DNA page, and you can see there's my ethnicity estimate, there's my DNA matches, and there is through lines. So you can click on explore through lines here, but what I'm actually going to do instead is go to trees, and I'm going to just open up my tree. And what you can see here, this is just my family tree. Here's me, and see this little icon down here? You can click on that and you can see this through lines icon. So you can turn this on and off here. So if I turn that on, see all these little things that appeared just then? See when it's off, on, there we go. So that is our through lines. So then what I can do is click on any one of my ancestors' little thingy here. And I can click on the through lines. For example, this is my great grandmother. View her through lines. And then we can see, here's me, looking fabulous as always. My father, and this is my link to her. So I chose my great grandmother, and this is how I link to her. Now through lines is telling me that also I have a match here, which is an aunt. So if I didn't know this already, which I did, but you know, that could tell me that I have an aunt here who's connected through this person. So my auntie has also taken a DNA test. So let's just do another example, just to show you. Let's go back. I'm going to go up another generation to my great-great-grandfather. Oops. Oh, sorry, I meant to click on through lines. There we go. So now you can see there's a little bit more. So still here's me with my father, my aunt, and this goes through my great-grandmother up to her father. But also now I can see my great-grandmother's brother is here. So my great-grandfather, who I'm looking at him. So what I'm doing with through lines is looking at who we all have in common. So if I click on him, I can see there's this branch, but I can also see this other branch, and this is another DNA test, and it's telling me what my connection to this person is. And I can click on that and get more information, or I can contact him or whatever. But yeah, it's told me that I have this other connection here. Shall we look at another example just to be crazy? Let's go here. My great-great-grandfather again. Now, You can see here's me through my mother going up to my grandfather, great-grandfather, great-great. You can see over here, well, let's just look again once. There's my great-grandfather, and there's another line coming through him and another match. And it tells me how we're connected. Or further back here, if I click on 2 DNA matches, it's going to open this up now. So it's opened up this side of the tree, and I can see these other matches who've come through these people. So through lines, all of these people, all these matches are going to just be in my DNA matches anyway. So obviously you could find them that way, but if you're doing it through lines, you can immediately see how you're connected. I just realized that this mouse is right next to my camera, so I'm sorry if it's making noise. But I did get a mouse pad. For those of you who were irritated about the sound of it on the desk, I've now got a mouse pad. Okay. Now, one thing with through lines also is that it's not going to go very, very far back. So if I click here, you can see that there is about the end of it. You're not going to get them further back, because with those DNA tests, as you know, the further back generations you go, the less likely you're going to make a DNA match with somebody. So people who matched me this far back, we probably share such a tiny fragment of DNA that it's really not going to pick it up. And same deal if I click on anyone, it seems to end around here. And yeah, that generation, we're not seeing it. So through lines will work back. How many generations we got? Me, my parents, grandparents, great, 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 3 greats, 4 greats, 5 greats. Yeah, so that's about as far as we'll go. Yes, baby, through lines. So class, did you enjoy through lines? How fun is that? Now, just another little thing to mention, through lines does not entirely base itself on your DNA. I know it's confusing because it's linked to your DNA and it's giving you DNA matches. So you're like, yes, it is based on DNA, but wait, it's not entirely. So this is a little word of warning. Your Ancestry DNA and your family tree link to do through lines. So through lines works by matching you and one of your shared DNA matches and connecting you through the family trees that you two have already built. So if somebody else has built a tree with errors in it, or if you have built a tree with errors in it, or if both of you have, then that through lines is not going to be accurate. So Ancestry DNA doesn't really know who your ancestors were. All it's saying is you match with this person and both you and them have this common connection in your tree. So you can't take it as complete gospel. Also, don't assume that these are the only people that may be matched with that branch who are in Ancestry. There may be people in Ancestry who have not taken a DNA test who match with you through that branch, or there could be people who've taken a DNA test but maybe they haven't built their tree, or they haven't linked their tree, or they haven't put enough correct information in their tree for Ancestry to make that through lines connection. So class, make sure that you beware of taking through lines as the only or gospel or whatever. Like, just be careful with it. It's a fantastic tool if you just want to like zoom in on one branch of your tree and you want to just see who matches you right there, and that's like amazing. But once you find that match, go have a look at their tree or contact them or whatever and try to just establish if that's correct, if their work's correct, if your work's correct, and you can move on from there. Class, you have graduated from this subject. You now know all about through lines. Well, you know all the basics. So this was just a basic rundown of through lines. So if you have any further questions or comments, put them below in the comment section. Let me know, do you like through lines? Do you hate it? What problems have you had? What success stories? I'd love to hear it. All right, that is about it for this session, so we'll wrap it up. Thank you, class, so much for your undivided attention. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and hit the subscribe button because it really helps out my channel when you do. And I will see you soon in my next video. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye.